Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I am Dixie Dave. This is Crossen, and we are live with the NWF Rewind.
We're live, and one of these days, Dave, I know I'm gonna do it. The forward intro is gonna play instead of the rewind intro, or vice
more than
versa.
likely. You with your old senile age, it'll happen.
When I set that up, it's like I have to do it. They're like right next to each other, and so it's like I know I'm gonna screw that up. I haven't done it yet, but I know that's gonna happen.
Well, in your old senile age, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, I think you shouldn't talk yourself because you're not much younger than me. So there's that.
I'm still younger.
Speaking of which, you notice I'm wearing this shirt today, Dave. The Super
Yes, you're wearing
Summer Sizzler.
Yep. I almost wore that one, but I thought, it's close to that date. Crusher might be wearing it.
Yeah, because it's like it's going to be the 40th anniversary of this show in like 10 days. So the 26th of July that took place, and not our best crowd, 50 people.
But hey, that's better than some indie shows I've been to.
Yeah, that's the lowest attended event we ever did, as far as like paid admission.
Yeah.
But it was, we remember the heyday of wrestling in the 80s. Wrestling was pretty popular in the 80s, so.
Yeah.
But
it was a downer for us because we were used to 300-400 people.
You're right. And so the funny thing about this show though is this show we're going to watch today, Studio Taping 80, in the Yoho Municipal backyard. I'll talk about that in a minute. But it's the build-up to the October card right after this event. So This is like in between this event and the October card where we sold out the Armory. So it's like this is one of those build-up shows to that event. So it's kind of cool. We're going to see the Super Ds are going to be. We're really building up the Super Ds and the Blade Runners. We call them the Blade Runners. That shouldn't have used that name because that actually was a tag team.
Well, we didn't know they were.
Yeah, Ultimate Warrior and
Sting.
Yeah. Anyway, our Blade Runner's nothing like that. Lightweights, right? Against the series. Really big matchup though for those guys, for those lightweights. And we were building that one up on this show. We were building up me and Macho. We're building up a lot of things. So
right.
So it'll be a fun show to watch. And Dave, before we get to that, I've got a couple things to show. What do we want to do first? Because you've been hemming and hawing about show us a 480 to 1080 to 4K.
Well, if you got it done, show it.
So I do have that done. It's actually on our YouTube channel. I'll show a preview here. But before that, though, Dave, what is coming up on the Video Network?
Exactly. I mean, technically, we just had something come out yesterday on the Video Network. If people are paying their dues for the Video Network, and we'll have something else coming up on the 1st on the Video Network.
Yeah, that's true. So
which one are you showing us? What just came out or what's coming up?
No, this is going to be what's coming up the end of the month. So we're going to watch that trailer. It's only a little over 2 minutes. We'll watch that. Then I'll get to that preview you've been wanting to see. And then we'll get to our watch along for this show. It's going to be a fun show to watch. So here's what's coming up on the Video Network is going back to the garage days. Let's take a look and see what it is. And we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful flying drop kick. Good match, ladies and gentlemen.
Kelsey!
Headbutt by Crusher Crossens. Oh! No. It's on. It's on. Sort of like a thing, some type of reversal. He's got the rope.
Rough balls kept him from it. Crusher leaning in. Peterson wailing away on the Crusher. Side headlock by Peterson. Tremendous amount of pain on that.
September 18th on Public Access Channel 3 and a 2-hour special. The veteran. Ladies and gentlemen, we just want to remind you to...
Ow! What is this? Oh, Anna! Quick, Anna! Oh, Charlie!
Alright, let's do it.
Viewers, they're already going at it. We got you down already.
You know, if you notice in that, Dave, there was a lightweight match with Rough Ryan and the Dynamite Dude, and the Dynamite Dude had that camel clutch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the one that he was pulling. It was a shoot match, and he was really trying to make Ryan submit, and that got way out of hand on that camel clutch. And that
Oh, yeah.
actually, yeah, Ryan was in tears when he came out of that camel clutch because he couldn't breathe.
Right.
Not Adam didn't mean it. You know, I remember Adam apologizing repeatedly after that to Ryan off camera. It was just one of those things. He didn't realize it. So one of those incidences that happened where we realized we can't be doing shoots.
Right.
It's not the way to do it. Things are like that happen. So that was one of the matches that started getting me to thinking that we got to start changing our ways here.
Right.
So, so I did another 4K comparison test that Dave had requested. I only did a couple shots. I didn't do a bunch of stuff, but basically I took a match from Group W Cable because that's got the nice close-up shots that you can see this really well with. And then an interview, I think, of Mr. Macho in the studio just to show the...
Right.
And it'll be a lot of comparisons. So let's take a look at this, and we can talk through it, Dave, while it plays, because the audio is restored on this too as well. Now you can go to YouTube and watch this, and I suggest those of you who have YouTube on your televisions, watch this on the big screen on YouTube on our channel, this actual video I'm going to show, and watch it and set your settings to make it go 4K. Then you'll really see the benefits of the 4K. We'll see how it should look good here too. Let's take a look. Here we go.
Open, the ref breaks it up.
All right, you see it, Dave?
Ace breaks cleanly.
It's loading at my end.
Comes right back at
So that's the original.
Into the ropes.
Yep.
Down. He is
Now it's
dazed.
swiping over to the 1080p. This is what we've been doing all along for several years now, 1080p.
Right.
This is going to be the new 4K that's upcoming.
Flipped into
That
the
it's
ropes.
swiping into now.
Comes back. The forearm to the head. Now he's in the sleeper.
So now we're in 4K.
Yep.
And I'm going to do more comparisons, like just flash comparisons. So like, here's 480p,
Yep.
1080p,
Still trying to put out the dynamite dude.
and
He has
now
no spunk in him.
4K.
Remember the old cliche.
And you can really see it here.
Oh, yeah.
The fight in the dog.
Just the resolution is just so much clearer. Again, 480p,
He's rammed into
1080p. This is what we've been
Yep.
doing. And this is what is going to come in the future, ladies and gentlemen.
the ace is kind of
480p, or 2160, 4K. Now here's an interview. You'll see it really good in the interview as well. Here's the original.
Right.
And it's going to swipe to 1080p.
Super Spectacular has already signed a lot of matches, but no opponent signed for my next guest at this time, Mr. Macho.
And then it swipes to 4K.
Guys. And you heard him before. He's services of Mr. X to teach him some tricks of the trade.
Yes, he has, and yes, he has already taught me some.
It's amazing, actually.
I have
Oh,
already
yeah.
got a new move picked out.
We'll do some flashes again. Here's the original. Original again. It used to be on
You're
VHS.
done. 1, 2, 3, you're out.
And then there's
The
1080p.
Macho Man Kiss. Very interesting.
And then
And
there's
my
the
partner is
4K.
still out. Am I to understand that correctly?
He's back in the gym, but he
You
has
know,
back problems.
colors
so
are a lot
he
more
sometimes-
vibrant for
Okay,
one.
Mr. Nice.
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Macho, one half of the Mr. Nice guys.
You know,
Yeah, the colors are more vibrant, and it's just everything's more clear. The clarity, the resolution is just amazing.
right.
So,
Okay, before we get going on your next comment, Crusher, to our Instagram viewers. Okay, we've been
Yep.
going now for, 10, 15 minutes. You got us on Instagram for an hour.
yeah.
Get rid of Instagram. Jump over here to YouTube. Join us live here. We love to interact with our crowd.
Yeah, because Instagram is we can't if you chat there, we don't see the comments, number one.
Right.
And so yeah, I always encourage Instagram viewers to come over to YouTube. And then I do have one comment to bring in here, Dave.
Okay.
This person's a brand new subscriber as a member of our YouTube channel, not a subscriber, I should say, a member to our YouTube channel. He became a #1 Contenders member. So congratulations to Johnny Kids.
Congratulations. Welcome in.
You know, it's the #1 Contenders Club is good because you get early access. It's early. You can see some things in advance that the public will eventually see. But if you want to see what we're going to watch today and soon to come the 4K, well, you got to be a member of the Championship Club.
Right.
That's what gives you all that access.
And, we don't require you to be a part of the Champions Club. You want to join it? Join it. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And
here's the thing with this 4K restoration. It's going to be a time-consuming process. As long as it takes to do 1080p, it takes 4 times longer to do a 4K file.
Right.
So, think about that. It takes me a long time just to do these 1080p files. So, there's going to be a lot of work, but it will be worth it, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
So, and that's interesting too, Dave. We're going to watch a show today that a lot of people like Wayne McCarty, our good friend, is going to say, well, that's there you go. Backyard wrestling. You're in a backyard. Well, I thought, before you say, Dave, now listen to this. This is something, I did something that nobody has ever thought of. I asked Alexa. I said, Alexa, is NWF Kids Pro Wrestling considered a backyard wrestling federation? And guess what Alexa said?
What?
No. NWF Kids Pro Wrestling is not considered a backyard wrestling federation. It was a team-based wrestling promotion that was run professionally. It's something like that. It goes on. You can do it yourself. Just go ask Alexa anytime you want. She says no. And if you go and ask Google AI, it will not say it's a backyard fed either. So interesting. Interesting how that works, isn't it? I just have to rub that in Wayne's face just a little bit.
Now, I'll sort of kind of little salt in Wayne McCarty's face, Okay, last week I went to a indie show. An old friend of ours from back when you were wrestling for PWA. By the way, he says hello.
Tony DiNucci we're talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, by Wayne standards, this show was done outdoors in a parking lot.
Yeah.
Does that make Tony's federation a backyard?
Eddie Sharkey did a lot of backyard parking lot deals too. That was normal. That's always an indie thing. But yeah. But no, I thought it was interesting that Alexa and Google AI both say we are not a backyard fed. So Google AI doesn't say no, but it says widely not considered or something like that. It's guys. So in your spare time, I don't want you to go away from our show, but obviously when the show is done, just do it for fun,
just for your own laugh.
Yeah, just to see what it says.
And specifically, we're speaking to Wayne McCarty. Go ahead and do this yourself.
Well, Wayne's still going to stand his ground, I'm sure.
Oh, I know he'll stand his ground on. We were a backyard fed.
Gator McGraw, started out like we did with his promotion and stuff after us, and he got the same kind of thing. And Gator, widely says the same thing I say, that we're not backyard. Backyard's different. Backyard was the concept of backyard wrestling was totally different than what we were trying to do, and Gator McGraw and others that were trying to do it professionally. Two different
Backyard
things.
wrestling was spawned off by Extreme Championship Wrestling.
Exactly, from that kind of influence.
Our influence was the American Wrestling Association, the National Wrestling Association, the World Wrestling Federation.
And not that their influence wasn't that either, but like you said, it was the extremism.
Right.
It was the hardcore. That's what really fueled it.
I mean,
in the 90s.
Honestly, as hardcore as the NWF got, was, oh my gosh, what other pro wrestling leagues were doing. We did a strap match.
Yeah, we did a strap match. Yeah, it was. Yeah, we were really whipping each other.
Oh yeah.
But it didn't, and not only that, I always say this, as kids, all of us, we could just take it a lot more. Our body's more flexible as a kid, and you can just do more when you're younger, and that's just the way it is. All right, Dave, I'm going to get the show playing so we don't keep chatting. People want to see some action here, so let's get this show on the road.
And anybody who's watching while Crusher's getting this loaded up, feel free to comment, join in our chats.
Yeah, I know, because we don't get a lot of live viewers live. I mean, most people watch us in replay. I'd say like 95%. But those of you who do join on live, you're welcome to comment. We take everybody's comments in that comments, so there's that. At least on forward, sometimes I get way too many comments rolling in, like last time when we had RJE from San Antonio in here. Lots of comments I couldn't even keep up with some of them because there were so many comments coming in.
Right.
So it just depends, but normally when on Rewind, we don't have as much of a vibrant, when Gizmo and them guys and his whole crew are in, they're always chiming away, but.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But no, Wayne, we don't mean I'm just picking on you, Wayne, when I say that, but yeah, it's just kind of, if you do Google, or if you ask Alexa, she's not going to say, not that Alexa's right on everything, but I find Alexa a lot more accurate than Wikipedia. I'll say that. Wikipedia is like garbage.
And, I mean, if Alexa says that we're right, Right.
All right, here comes the show. Studio taping 80 from Yoho Municipal Backyard Studios. The build-up to the Fall Brawl Supercard, where we sold it out with 450 fans a month later. This was in September.
I've also distributed a few of those DVDs to some of the people that work with Tony DiNucci.
Yeah, like he was with Eddie Sharkey, and I vaguely remember him.
Yep.
I mainly dealt with Ray Webby and Eddie, of course. Eddie, I had his phone number. I called him regularly. So I'd show up at training, even though I wasn't trained. You didn't keep training back in these days. Once you went through training, you were done training.
Right.
But I would go to the training camp well after I was done training, and I would hang out with Eddie a lot. I remember watching Jerry Lynn getting trained at the time, and all those guys were going through his camp at the time in like the late 80s that I remember watching train.
Oh yeah.
With Eddie.
The heyday of Ed Sharkey.
Yeah. But yeah, like in the 80s though, you went through 6 months at the most 6 months, and then that was it. Then you were put into the shows and your training was done.
Yep.
It wasn't a thing where you kept, like today, it's like training never ends. It wasn't like that. Because the whole idea was you're going to go into there wasn't such a thing as indie wrestling. It was you would go into professional wrestling.
Right.
And it was, everybody wanted to get to the big time, but they work all the smaller territories still.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
All right, here we go. An interview right off the gate.
NWF All-Star Wrestling, the best
Now, this is the 1080p resolution, Dave, but this is also dummied down even more for this podcast stream.
Right.
Super spectacular.
I got some news to talk about there. I talked about Dave before we went on air, too, that we're going to make some changes coming up here.
Crossen defending against the Iranian Sheik.
To address this, so we don't have to dummy down these files.
Barbarians to defend their World Tag Team Championships.
So
against the
future
Rock and Roll
changes coming
Express.
soon,
The
ladies and
Super
gentlemen.
Ds, it has been signed to defend the lightweight championship of the world against the Blade Runners. Rough Ryan and Sergeant Smash will team up. That's an unlikely tag team if I've ever seen it, to go against the Rough Russians. Kid USA Kelsey defending
that
his
match didn't happen.
national championship after a long absence, coming back with that broken arm against Slick Steenerson.
That one
The
happened.
Invaders, as you saw last week, the match has been signed. James W. Wilson okayed it. They'll be wrestling the Ice Dragon and Dr. Destruction.
Well, that match
That
didn't
match
happen.
didn't happen.
And the
Not
Mr.
that
Nice
way.
Guys to wrestle the X's. That's a surprise. The Mr. Nice Guys are signed to wrestle the X's.
Yeah, and that
And
match
now, the
that
guest
match
I'd
got
like to bring
completely
in at this
changed
time,
too.
one half of the tag team champions of the world, Thundar the Barbarian. You're back from Japan. Conan is back
Where's
from Japan.
Tim
Very
Holland,
successful
Thundar?
tour. You defended against the Giant
Thundar.
Machines, Antonio Inoki, and the Giant Baba. You've wrestled everybody and beat them. And you're coming
Little
back on
kayfabe
October
there.
17th, your first
Oh,
match
yeah.
back in the States to wrestle the Rock and Roll Express.
That's right. Now, Rock and Roll Express, we've been watching some of those moves. You're getting kind of fancy with flying in the air and your little hammer locks. Well, wait till we put the hammer lock on you and shove your hand to the back of your head.
And he ain't
There's
joking.
no doubt about it. The Barbarians may definitely.
That was
have an
their
advantage in strength.
thing, is
But
strength.
What about speed, agility,
Oh,
and
yeah.
teamwork? Do you think you can
And I
do
mean,
enough to combat the strengths of the
looking
Rock
at
and Roll
Thandar, he might not look like he's much,
They may be
but
faster, I admit that. But hey,
Oh, one
but,
of the
you know-
strongest in the league
Oh, yeah.
Plan arm bar. They can body slam. We can body slam.
for sure.
Headlocks, no problem.
A confident Thundar the Barbarian. And
Gentlemen, to another episode.
All right,
of
so now we got a
NWF
match. I
All-Star
believe they
Wrestling,
start out with the
Professional
Super Ds.
Wrestling
Yeah, the
Minnesota
Super Ds and the
has
Blade
offered.
Runners right out of the
And our
gate.
first match
This match was
of
supposed to
professional
happen
on
at the
NWF
Armory, but it
is
didn't.
a tag team event.
And I've told the
20-minute
story
time
many
limit.
times. It's because the
Oh,
Super
yeah.
Ds were going to a
It is
soccer
for the
camp, and their
World
mom didn't want them to
Heavyweight Coming
risk
into the
getting
ring
hurt,
first,
so she yanked him off the
parts
show.
unknown, combined weight unknown.
Storyline was that they got
Blade
injured,
Runner,
but
Spike,
it
and
was
Rat Tail.
they were told they can't get hurt or risk getting hurt. Yeah.
and hey, I mean, it paid off for him in the long run.
Oh yeah, they went on to become professional soccer players.
And their
Yeah.
opponents from Madison,
So that was pretty good for them. They're in the Milwaukee Ring of Honor as for the indoor soccer in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. They played for Milwaukee Wave, both of them.
champions of the world.
They also played for a team in Ohio. I forget the name of the team. I think it was in Ohio. At least one of them did. But yeah, Super Ds and the Blade Runners. This was an actual rivalry too. Coon Rapids and Ramsey.
Mm-hmm.
Blade Runners are from Coon Rapids and Super Ds from Ramsey, or aka Anoka. So big rival. That was a rivalry in and of itself. Those
Right.
towns. Anoka and Coon Rapids for sure.
Oh, yeah. Blade Runners lived right down the hall from me in the
Yeah.
apartment complex.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna start.
It was a great tag team. Like they matched up well with the Super Ds. But the thing is, like they're just getting used to trying to start working together, and they're brand new, the Blade Runners. So Super Ds are well seasoned, but the Blade Runners are not.
We've got Blade Runner.
And so this match gets a little bit out of hand. When these two got in there, with that rivalry and everything, yeah, they'd start slugging it out here and there.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see it.
Number 2 takes in T number 1.
Especially if they no sell their moves. That's really makes them angry.
Yeah.
Both in both cases.
Comes up, big drop kick square to the jaw.
You gotta remember the Super Ds, Dave. I was just gonna say, I mean to cut you off, but you know how old they are here? This is
Like
1986.
9 or 10.
They just turned 10. Think about that. They just
Yeah.
threw a drop kick at 10 years old. To put it,
Oh,
put
yeah.
it into context a little bit. Anyways, what were you gonna say?
Well, I was just going to jokingly say, that apartment complex I lived in pumped out at least 2 NWF Hall of Famers.
Yeah, Terry Kosnapple, yourself.
Nope. Terry Kosnapple did not live in the apartment complex during the NWF days.
He was close by though.
Yep.
Throwing in the rope, sets him up.
It was myself and Thandar.
Well, and the Invaders. If you think about that neighborhood,
Yeah.
had a lot of Hall of Famers because
Oh,
that
yeah.
whole neighborhood had the Invaders. They had a lot of them.
You had Invader 1 and 2. You had myself. You had Thandar.
That's referee James W. Wilson in there, and he was from that complex. Rick Pitts from that area as well. Speaking of which, our adult referee, I figured it wanted to have a more professional look. That's why we did this. No more kid refs.
Right.
No comments. He's just watching the matches. Rat tail.
Yeah, you know, come to think of it, the days of kids refereeing ended in the July 26 Armory card on. We never used kid referees again.
Well, we were hoping that it would help make sure the finishes went properly, but
well, it was just again a more professional look. You know, in the public eye, wanted to make it look more legit, like we're professional. That went to adult announcers, adult referees. Yeah. This is where we were just transitioning to an indie fed, really. So is what was happening.
Right.
You know, professional ring. Remember, this is a 20 by 20 professional ring here too.
Yep.
So. Yeah. Well, lots
and it
of
was the battle of
going on this match.
And it was a battle of the brothers on both sides.
Yeah, they're both brothers.
You know, the Blade Runners, they're brothers.
Well, I think
obviously.
that, actually, you know what? No, Dave, I got to correct you there. Normally they are, but that's not Todd and Troy Sufka. That's actually they're cousins, these two. I forget his name, but he's the cousin of Todd and Troy Sufka, that guy that's not in the ring right now. So I just learned that from Todd Sufka. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah. A month ago or so, he informed me of this because that young man had went through a heart attack and was recovering and wanted to see his matches. So he got a private link to all his stuff.
Ah.
Yeah. We do that for NWF alumni.
Megaphone down his throat. Now wait a minute! Look at the ref! Look at this! The manager had a chokehold on Super D number 2. Now,
I wish I could remember his name exactly, but
he's working on Spike. Now he's gonna take after
I could find out actually.
Throws him into the corner.
Because I don't like talking in third view like that. Let me see.
Best wishes and speedy recovery to him, hopefully.
Yeah.
Now he just spins him around. Super D. Oh, and a big Thanks.
Let's see. Well, maybe I don't have it like I thought I did.
You know what to do, Sean.
It was in a different chat. It wasn't in my normal chat.
And the TV is off. And it's back on. We lost the
Anyways, doesn't matter. He's doing well, and from last I heard, so that's good to hear.
James W. Wilson throwing him out. He doesn't stand for anything in there now.
And yeah, James Wilson not standing for nothing. He's trying to keep. It's like a midget match actually for Rick, you know.
Yeah.
We can't be editing everything.
I mean, they're all like 4 foot tall, but
Now setting him up.
they're trying to set up for their finisher, I think.
Coming up.
Kind of, sort of.
Super D 2 with a knee smash. All right. And we get the
Oh, but did you see Ryan holding the leg? A little bit of outside interference. See, we had to have a little shenanigans, Dave, because the match is going to happen at the Armory.
Right.
So we can't have a legitimate pin.
Okay, yeah.
So even if they're baby faces, the Super Ds.
Well, your winners are the lightweight champions of the world, the Super Ds.
Now, see, they were cheating with each other left and right. If you remember the show we watched before, and they did the singles matches, they were cheating each other there too. And so yeah, this is all the build up for the Fall Super Spectacular.
At the Anoka Armory. 8 matches, 9 matches.
That's what it was originally
It's
called.
going to be the best card we've ever put together here at the NWF. My next guest will be the man who'll be wrestling Kid USA Kelsey for the national championship by the name of Slick Steenerson. Kelsey coming back after having a broken arm, and he demanded this match for what you saw earlier. After Kelsey won the belt, Steenerson came in, offered his hand, and congratulations. Kelsey took it, and then a vicious sneak attack, something like that from Slick Steenerson.
Typical Steenerson.
None of the fans at ringside could believe it, and he demanded to get at you for the national championship.
Kelsey Schmelzy, that wimp don't know how to wrestle if he put a book in front of his face. I mean, How did he?
Steenerson not the best at promos, huh?
Taylor lose the belt. There's just no.
Wait a minute.
Saying here.
Where's a guy your size get off telling me I lost the belt?
Well, if you think you can talk up here.
Wait a minute, ladies. I don't have to talk.
That's true.
You did.
Can't say that on cable back in those days.
I don't have to do no talking.
I think Steve was half
actions
plastered
are
here
my
by the looks of
words.
it.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me.
And when I get in action in that ring, there's no words to be said. It's just do the job and do it right. People don't need to know any more than that. So remember, October 7th.
Steve's a good talker, though.
Where do you get off, Taylor, and taking my manager away from the ring? I'm not supposed to be wrestling you, huh? Where do you get off on doing this kind of crud?
Your managers have no reason to be up there. None at all. And
Yeah.
sure knows you couldn't wrestle without him, could you?
I could have, too.
Chad needs to. Chad can't keep a straight face.
See what this comes up with later.
There's a little bit of Ricky Henry, Ben Nelson syndrome going on there.
Yep.
We'll be right back.
Oh, Ricky and Ben always popped each other.
Yeah, they couldn't look at each other without laughing. They just were too close to friends outside the ring.
Yeah.
From Chicago, Illinois. He weighs in at 156.
But as long as they didn't make eye contact, they could still get through the match decently enough.
Conan the Barbarian.
And the thing I like about Ricky and Ben wrestling each other, you couldn't hear them calling their spots.
Right.
I mean, they've got that kind of chemistry.
Right. Yeah, Ricky's good at that. Like, Ricky's loud. I think he's loud. When I'm reffing, I hear it loud as can be. And when I'm reffing his match, and when I was in the ring with him, I thought he was loud. But you don't ever hear it on camera.
Heavyweight championship belt. He is from
Yeah, this was I think the only time I wrestled Conan.
At 123 pounds.
I might have been in tag team matches too. I think I went against him, but this is the only singles match.
Crusher Crossen. Accompanied to
And
the
Kelsey to
ring
get out of the
by
way.
his friend and tag team partner, Kid USA, Kelsey.
So yeah, again, even though I'm going against Conan, well, you'll see why we're building up the Macho feud at the end of this one.
Yep.
Yeah, if you hear the audio go quiet like that, it's only because there's probably Eye of the Tiger.
Hands shaking. That's a surprise from the both of them.
Yeah, because remember, me and the Barbarians were kind of in an alliance at this time, so we weren't like.
The Barbarians' attitudes.
It was an alliance, but it was a shaky alliance.
It was like a Ric Flair Road Warriors kind of alliance. You know, that not really in the Four Horsemen, but they were still sometimes on the same side of things.
Okay, and a clothesline on the heavyweight champion. And I'm here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Chris Barter.
Yeah,
I'm with Bulldog.
Conan compared to Thandar was like super smooth.
Right.
Doing the stomping in the ring, Conan the Barbarian.
Not that Thandar wasn't, but it's just Thandar could get rough. Everybody knows that.
So bad as Thunder.
Yeah, Troy just said it. Conan isn't as bad as Thandar.
You know, because he's actually the one who always interferes in all the matches. Oh, because he knows his partner can't handle a single match.
Yes, you all
It's
saw
funny
it
because
last
I
week.
remember something in this match. I remember that Thandar was complaining that I didn't let him press slam me, but that wasn't the case. So in this match, I made sure Conan did it twice.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that that wasn't an issue again.
But you're sure not going to hear the end of this one. Bad blood reigning between those two teams. Now, Conan the Barbarian's been dominating this match so far.
Yeah, the way I hit the ropes back then, it's very dangerous nowadays to hit him that way.
I don't know if you'd call it a smash, but just the same, it was a knee.
But some guys would do that back in the day. They'd hit like I was doing. Now they go into the Hogan style,
Crossen landing square on his back in the middle
which
of the
really
ring,
hurts when you go on your side. It actually hurts.
Yeah.
Digs into you.
And another chop. No, setting him up. Reversal and another veal throw, and this time
Yeah, those veal throws are real like physical.
just as bad. The fans picking up the chant, ladies and gentlemen.
Any crowd we have is just wrestlers that are watching.
Oh, yeah.
Conan setting him up, throws him into the ropes. What's it going to be? And a big chop.
A little Ric Flair.
Crossen set, head down, straight down.
That
Now
front
Kelsey's
bump.
gonna roll him out of the ring. And like I said before,
Yeah,
like
Flair
I
was a big
said,
influence on me
it's a
for
good
sure.
idea.
Flair,
Hurry, if
Bachman,
you
or
haven't
I'd say
come to
Flair,
the video,
Hogan,
go
and
out, check the
Brunzell. That's
top
what I
list.
always say are my
Keep your
three
mind straight before
influences.
you head back into that
Yeah.
ring. That's good strategy. Wait a minute. What did I see? I believe. Oh, and Crossen takes a tumble in the middle of the ring. I believe I saw.
I'm just being lazy, not wanting to do an actual back bump. Conan keeps doing these off the rope moves right there. I had to do one.
Once more. Belt is on the line, and a flying headbutt.
Flying headbutt. He was really good at that.
Working on that arm that was injured last week, and a kick out, 2 counts.
Well, if the ref would have countered a little faster, Conan could have been the champion right now.
I wonder how the NWF would work with that. To
Yeah.
have one man being the world's heavyweight champion and one half of the tag team champions. I wonder if that would be allowed to stand.
But yeah, when you're in the ring with somebody like Conan that can actually work pretty good, it was like you could have a really good match.
Oh, yeah.
Because Conan was very good at selling and stuff. I always was good at selling too. So, you know, two people that can be good at selling really make a nice match out of it. Not every time, you know, not that everything has to be nice bumps and stuff. I mean, look at Kelsey. He couldn't bump, but he could still make a very entertaining match.
Oh, yeah.
Best move. He is famed throughout the world for his flying drop kick. It's the best in the business. I've never seen anyone do it any better.
Yeah, Chris doing a really good job putting us over, you know, as wrestlers. So.
Misses with an E smash.
No, that guy is so dumb.
That's Butcher playing the Jesse Ventura heel commentator.
The champion heavily, injuring that left knee a bit. Oh, and
Another neat guy. There's been 5 of them I've seen, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
Very proud of himself.
Hey, Conan did.
And a kick out by Crossen. I wonder if his knee is fully recovered, and they're stomping on that arm. It was injured last week at the hands of
But now, having this ring, boy, our confidence level went way up as far as taking any kind of bumps.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Stuff.
This ring was nice. I mean,
best ring I've ever been in.
That is
For sure.
I mean,
pathetic. A thumb to the throat. And the ref,
coming from a ring that was like the dungeon to this,
Conan playing down.
it's like you're wrestling on a pillow.
Well, I'm just saying any ring I've been in to date, including the 18-footer out here in Salt Lake City, the one they have out there in Northern Ireland, Eddie Sharkey's rings, NCWA's ring, you know, Jim Mitchell's deal. Like this has been the best. I would take this ring over all of those, hands down.
Right.
Not even a question.
And he presses him again.
I mean, it was just and even that's, remember, the padding sucked. We had like a half-inch of fiberglass padding in this thing. But because it had such a good spring system, it didn't matter.
Right.
There by kicking Conan in the jaw. He was down and out.
That's illegal.
The heck are we doing here? Is it going to try to do the 1, 2, 3?
What side are you on?
Looks like I'm setting up for it.
You yell about everybody.
1, 2, there it is. Kind of. Conan didn't turn too much though.
Both men severely injured at this.
Yeah, it didn't go off the way I wanted it to.
Look at that man.
In that one.
That turnbuckle's loose. I saw Crossen.
That's Steve Taylor. That turnbuckle's loose. I saw Crossen loosen it.
A fan complaining that the turnbuckles are loose. Referee's back to
And there's Steve outside the ring, kind of interfere. Pretty boy Taylor there on the left.
Head of the champion and Bulldog the Butcher is loving every minute of it. 2 counts. The fist, he's coming back.
Recorded August 21st. I'm sorry, I thought it was September. We're 2 months before the Armory, Dave. 2 months.
Right, because I was still in Florida at this point.
Yeah, that makes sense. Front pile driver. That's the one Ricky wanted me to do. He so badly wanted to take that move from me. Couldn't figure out a place to put it, though. Because nowadays they really think the match, and like, if you're going to do a front pile driver, that's a finisher. How do you do it?
You go with the 1, 2, 3.
You know, back then, these days, we didn't have that smartness to think that that much.
Right.
Yeah, we shouldn't have done a forward pile driver and not finish the match. But
Crusher, he couldn't even get that pile
leg drop.
driver on me.
Kick out, 2 counts.
See one thing, he can get it on Steenerson, but he can't get it on me. You know?
Now setting him up, throws Conan into the ropes, coming up.
Well, that's an awkward way to throw him.
Duck under. And Conan goes flying over the top rope. Over the top. Now, wait,
Oh,
who's
here
that?
comes Mr. Macho.
Mr. Macho
Interfering.
who injured
Here we
Christian
go,
Crossen
setting up
on
Macho and
that side.
Crossen.
And the referee's not paying any attention. The referee, oh my gosh, I don't believe it.
And the referee's back's turned to the whole thing. Here comes Pretty Boy in there. They're double teaming now. Oh, here comes Mr. Destroyer. He's going to join in. Mike tells him to get out of there. That's where they were splitting up.
Look at this. This is a miniature battle royal.
And then come the Rock and Roll Express to save the day, and Thandar. They're all helping me,
This is just getting totally
which is interesting. Now look at they're helping me, but yet they're in a feud themselves. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. So kind of interesting look here, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because the Barbarians and the Rock and Roll Express are in a heated feud right now, and they both came in to help me out.
A feud of respect.
Yeah.
Now what's this? They beat on him and now they're helping him?
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting finish, honestly. You know,
Yeah.
I like it. We're really starting to think our finishes through now, I think. Putting a lot of thought into it, or before we just winged it, you know?
Right.
This has been a very
So Kelsey was heard outside the ring. I was like, all sorts of, we're playing the realism of it, Dave. Like,
We're back,
Yep.
ladies and gentlemen.
something
Welcome
really
back to the
happened there?
NWF. Remember the Fall Super Spectacular on October the 17th.
the Fall Super Spectacular was the original name. We renamed it to Fall Brawl Supercard on the DVD releases.
7 other matches signed.
Right.
It's going to be one you don't want to miss. My next guest is one that kind of came in on the other interview, and he's going to have something to say on his own right now. Dr. Destruction. He is the manager of Slick Steenerson, and he's the tag team partner of the Ice Dragon.
Just Chad, this is the one that passed away, Dave.
Get down to business.
Right.
Chad Rancourt. He's a good talker.
Now, Pretty Boy Taylor doesn't have the guts to wrestle me without my brains behind me. I mean, my manager.
When he
And
knows how to
Slick
talk.
Steenerson, him and Bulldog Butcher, in the world title match. What happened? You tell me. What happened?
Well, when Kid USA Kelsey won the championship, and for those of you who did not see it, when Kid USA won the championship,
What happened?
Steenerson, the Butcher, and Pretty Boy Taylor came over and worked over 3-on-1. Worked over.
They
Kid
hurt
USA.
Butcher, didn't they? They hurt Butcher, didn't they?
They took care of Bulldog the Butcher. Yes.
I don't think of that as fair. I don't have any more to say. I'm tired of this. Take the
You
microphone.
don't think what's fair? The man who attacked Kid USA Kelsey 3-on-1 doesn't think that Bulldog the Butcher's hurt is fair. Okay, we'll be right back after these messages.
Chris was good. He was
Yeah.
good. I liked his announcing and interviewing.
And Kid USA Kelsey
So Kelsey and the Express, an odd tag up, but
will be. You guys ready?
One half of the Rock and Roll Express teaming with the Rock and Roll Express.
I'll tell you a story that I've never told before
Steenerson. Ready?
on Kelsey and the Express. You ready?
Okay.
So when Mike and Chris joined the league, Chris Barger and Mike Bauer, the Rock and Roll Express, they had been watching the show for a while before they joined, like a lot of people did.
Right.
And they couldn't stand Kelsey. Like he's always interfering. You know how Kelsey's thing. He's interfering when he wasn't supposed to be in a heel, when he's supposed to be a baby face. And so
Right.
a lot of the guys just didn't like him. You know, Kelsey should have been a heel all along. I've said it many times. So they didn't like him. And they always are saying like, complaining. So when that Express first joined and Kelsey was interfering or something in the Yoho Municipal taping, your debut, Dave, or one of your outdoor debut, that show, Mike said, can we go attack Kelsey? Will you let us, Sean? I said, yeah, go ahead. So then they attacked him off camera. You could see it on camera, actually. They tackled him on the outside the ring. Kelsey was laughing with it. You know, it was fun. It was like a little rib.
Oh, yeah.
But that's where that stemmed from, because they just couldn't stand Kelsey back in the day watching him and how he interfered and everything.
Here we go.
Yeah.
First in will
Mike
be
Bauer
Mr. Macho,
especially, but
and
both
it
of
goes
them.
against Mike
Right.
Mike
Bauer.
especially had an issue with watching him all the time. So that's why I say it's an odd tag team that they're teamed up.
The ref talked to
Right.
Mr. Macho.
But Kelsey could work really well in tag teams. Like he fits right in here. Like Chris and Mike kind of call the match, and Kelsey just fit right into what they were calling.
Right.
This is a pretty good match here.
This is everybody's favorite Bulldog the Butcher on commentating.
You got the nice guys, Macho and Destroyer, and
And all this will be
Steenerson
Now we start the match.
against the Express and Kelsey.
One of the Mr. Nice guys has Mike Barger. Picks him up. No.
Mike was a real good hand in the ring. Like he could do all sorts of moves, and he's very technical for that time period.
Right.
See how Kelsey's getting in with the teaming up with them, and
Here comes Kid USA.
yeah, he worked well. He worked well with the Express.
Yep. Coming in off the bottom rope.
I know the bottom rope. That's because Kelsey wasn't quick enough to get up on that top, at least the middle rope.
Kick to the midsection.
No, Butcher. There's one thing. I don't get no respect. You saw me injured at tap. He is out. He's gone. Why don't I get no respect?
Steenerson trying to interfere.
Well, that's our slickster.
Yeah. I really wish he would come on one of these rewind shows with us one of these days.
Oh yeah, just his commentary on one of these would be amazing.
Yeah. I'd like to hear what he'd have to say. It's been so long since you and I both talked to him. You tried to make contact with him.
Yeah, I mean he called me once, or called me and was
indirectly, didn't know it was you.
And
He's trying to take off.
You know.
We make it. But no, here comes Mike.
Love to have him on the show.
Rock and Roll Express.
Yeah. And Macho. I'd love to get Macho on too.
Yeah.
Top rope and the
Mr.
smash
Macho would
to
be a
the
great
arm.
guest to have one of these days. Sound like one of the Super Ds.
Rams him into the turnbuckle. This has been a very devastating match, folks.
You know, Chris Barger was obviously our announcer and interviewer.
Oh, yeah.
And he's also part of the Rock and Roll Express. And that's just because a lot of the guys wanted to wrestle as well. And Chris was no different. And Chris wasn't horrible. Like, he was pretty good. You know, doing
Oh yeah,
this.
we had a lot of people that did double and triple duty.
But, you know, that wasn't the best slam. But I'm nitpicking this, and I shouldn't be doing that. But Chris Barger's real talent was interviewing.
Right.
And match commentating, but really interviewing, just like the Mean Gene, if you will. That was his. That's where he was really good for us. Probably, I would say he's our best interviewer that we ever had. I honestly, Jason was a great announcer.
Right.
Jason
He was a great announcer, but as far as interviewer, no.
Yeah, interviewer, I would give it to Chris Barger. I mean, as far as match
Yeah.
commentator, I almost have to say Ken Boyer. He was funny. He'd make you laugh. He was very good at doing the play-by-play was his thing, and he was pretty good at interviewing too. We had some good guys doing behind the mic. I always say that.
You know, for what we were a good lead.
For the time period, for sure.
Oh yeah.
In the 1980s.
Steenerson has Chris Barger locked up. Dr. Destruction hits him.
And everybody's might say, you know, watching this today, what's sloppy? You guys are sloppy with your moves. That like the crispness was never even talked about in these days. You know, people were just enthused with professional wrestling. They didn't look at the crispness of it.
Exactly.
Shit, I remember, you know, jobbers and guys coming through it back in the day on TV that were worse than we ever were.
Yeah.
You know, these 9-to-5 guys that just did it on the weekends to a little extra pocket money, you know. Those, what we call it, jobbers, TV
Oh,
jobbers. Yeah. They were horrible. Anybody remembers those days watching that?
Jake the Milkman Milliman.
Well, you know, he was one of the better ones, but there were the
Yeah.
guys that were much worse than him that did that. That did it. It's like had no business really being in there.
Very interesting match.
But that's what they do. They'd use these guys they never knew or heard of because they didn't want to showcase a big matchup on TV.
Would help Kid USA.
So that's why you had these jobbers. So we didn't have the luxury to have jobbers. Nobody would want to do that role, so we had to do matchups. And besides, we were kind of following the WWF style of doing proper matchups on TV.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You No, WWF changed that whole deal.
Oh yeah.
Irish whip. And the clothesline make Kelsey.
Yeah, this match starting to get out of hand.
Mike has Mr. Macho.
People running all over the place here. But now it's got back to normal. Full Nelson lifted him up too. Here comes Chris Barger.
Mike has him in a full Nelson. Here comes Chris Barger onto the throat.
Tags in Kelsey. Is he going to go off the middle rope this time, maybe?
Working on the leg now. Kid USA second rope, right on the shoulder.
I like the quick tags. You notice the Express and Kelsey, all
him.
quick tags. That was a thing back. Quick tags was a deal. You want
Mike sandbagging him.
Well, what you call
Yeah, Macho was kind of wiry to work with in these early days. Like, I can see Mike Bauer struggling with him too. What I mean by wiry, like kind of stiff, but not stiff like you think these days.
Right.
I used to call him rubbery. Rubbery, that was the word I used, because he was so like those rubber guys that you couldn't really, those wrestling figures, you couldn't move them in any position. That's what Mike felt like. He was stiff like that. He wasn't loose like Steve was. Steve was super loose and flexible.
Right.
Where Mike was the opposite. But Mike got much better in a few months. I'm talking about Mr. Macho.
Right.
He got really good after a few months or so of getting more match experiences and stuff.
Mr. Macho up.
Great character though, Macho was.
Oh yeah.
In our Hall of Fame. He had a great look.
How come Mr. Macho wasn't tagging?
And the age of these guys, well, Chris Barger, Mike Bauer, they were 18, I think. Kelsey was, I want to say, 14 at this time.
14, 15, somewhere in there.
14 or 15, and Macho and Nick, Mr. Destroyer, they were both around 15 to 16.
Yep.
Steenerson was 14.
Yep.
He was 2 years younger than me, and I was 16, so.
An attempted power bomb.
Yeah, before the movie even existed.
Take off your glasses once.
Dom coming off the top rope.
He was good at it.
Oh yeah.
He looked good. Nice knee across the neck, or across the throat.
You look like
We're getting our crowd going.
And I could hear Tim doing the chant too.
The drop kick wasn't bad, but it could have been a little higher, but it wasn't bad. Why am I doing that, Dave? I do that all the time. I nitpick us when I shouldn't be.
What are you doing, Jeanette?
You gotta realize, who else was doing this like this back in these days? Nobody. Like,
I'm horrible when I watch a match. I'm nitpicking everything.
Mr. Destroyer.
I mean, that show that I went to last week.
Yeah.
My fiance was sitting right next to me, and I'm sitting there going, "Okay, they're calling this, they're calling that."
Oh, you could see it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See it and hear it.
Wow, there must have been a really low crowd because to hear it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Usually you don't hear it. Like Ricky talks like normal. He doesn't even whisper. Remember back in the day, they would always whisper stuff.
Oh yeah.
No, Ricky, they just like talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no whispering.
Oh, I mean, we were front row.
And you could see it.
You could see it. You could hear it. I mean, I even commented after the show to a couple of wrestlers, hey, I've spent a little time in the ring. You got to get better at calling your spots.
Well, one thing I will give Ricky credit, when he calls things, he doesn't stumble with it. He just gets it out. Like he'll just say, like when we messed up the suplex, we talked about it last week. Ricky got me to the corner, and he just goes Irish rip reverse. He goes Irish rip reverse back body drop. I knew exactly what he meant. That's all I had to say.
Yep.
So it wasn't like a big conversation, right? So.
The Chris Barger.
So he just says what he has to very quickly. And
getting on the top rope.
yeah, there goes my phone. 8 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. Here
9
on
o'clock my time.
Yep.
Oh, throws him into the corner, then he locks him
Just
up.
let me
No,
know
he's
there's
hammering on his face.
work tomorrow.
And one thing I'm going to say real quick while we're in a kind of a lull, to any of our fans, any of our viewers that might be going to SummerSlam, if you're going to WrestleCon, keep your eyes peeled. Dixie Dave will be walking around there.
I'm sure you'll be wearing an NWF shirt.
Oh, one of many.
That way they'll recognize you.
Oh, yeah. So if any of our viewers are going to SummerSlam and WrestleCon here in the Twin Cities.
If I had to guess, Dave would probably be wearing his Hall of Fame shirt if I had to guess.
Well, you know, it is a 3-day event. I'm not going to wear the same shirt over and
Oh, that's
over
right.
and over.
Well, one of them, I'm sure, will be that Hall of Fame shirt. Another one, if I had to guess, would probably be a Rewind shirt.
Oh, you mean this one?
Well, that's the original Rewind shirt.
Yep.
I think you got the newer version, too.
No, I haven't gotten that one yet.
Oh, you didn't
I
get
have
that?
not gotten that one yet.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good one, too. And then he'd probably wear
For you who are watching at home,
this big NWF logo shirt, if I had to guess.
Kelsey and Mr. Macho battling it out.
Because he always liked that one.
Oh, yeah.
Lock up.
Long match here, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Knees in the gut.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to our Gizmo crew and all them guys. They must be really busy with other stuff right now with all the sports things they're doing.
Looking like Macho twisted his ankle or something.
Yeah, or he's just selling it. I don't remember anybody really ever getting hurt in these days.
Here's Dom getting in the ring.
What is Mike trying to do?
Well,
Comes Chris Barger.
okay. Jumps in and hits him.
Would have been so much better to jump in and clothesline.
Double back body drop. And he's going to go for a figure four. Kind of. No, he's not doing it right. Oh my gosh, I got to quit nitpicking us.
Yep. I mean, I'm bad about that too. That would have been more like an Indian death lock.
Yeah, I was going to say if he would have turned him, he would have been into an Indian death lock.
Official winners, the Rock and Roll Express
Yeah.
and Kid USA Kelsey.
So 6-man tag action, and the Express and Kelsey win by submission. They did get it, huh? It looked like it was a time limit to me, but I don't know. Or did he submit right away?
Welcome to NWF Wrestling again. Remember, on October 17th, the Super Spectacular. My next guests are the Invaders.
One of the nice things about the new 4K restorations, if you notice the lips are out of sync here as Starlight Mini. That's what it's called. Starlight Mini is the model I use to do these. The mouse can get out of sync. That doesn't happen with Starlight Precise.
We got a special plan for them guys.
Like all the
They
mouth
make it
talking
the
and everything
ring
is
walking.
spot
They're
on.
gonna be on a
That's the good
stretcher.
part about it.
Where he says.
Not too many words from Invader number 2. He's probably too angry for it. He's got
Chad
a lot.
Randall
If he can get
was
shot
not
of
much
this
of a
and
talker.
He's got a
No,
lot
very
to be,
quiet. Nice guy,
there
though.
at the ice dragon for.
If looks could kill, though, I mean, he's got that Lesnar look to him.
He does. He does. Terry Nervous is a nervous Nelly in there. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
See it on him. Hated being on camera for an interview.
NWF All-Star Wrestling. I'm Chris
Well,
Barker.
he hated
I'm
being
with
interviewed on
Kelsey,
camera.
and we're gonna
Loved
bring
being
you
in the
the
ring.
professional wrestling
Oh,
Minnesota
yeah.
has to offer.
Yeah, he just didn't want to
Well,
do
that
interviews.
was all of us. We all loved being in the ring.
It's a lightweight match.
Well, some of us really like the interviews too. Like Steve loved doing interviews. Loved
Yeah.
the sound of his own voice.
Blade Runners, Red
Yeah.
Tail.
I mean, and he was good at it. He's good at talker. No doubt about that.
Manager.
Now here you go, Dave. Here's your brothers. Rat Tail's going to take on the Russian Trooper, who's Troy Sufka.
Yeah.
So this is brother. This is technically brother versus brother here.
Down the aisle on his own.
And you know how that goes.
Moscow in the Soviet Union. He weighs
Brothers
in
aren't afraid to duke it
71
out in that
pounds.
ring. They've done it plenty of times growing up.
Trooper, one half of the Rough Russians.
So Todd Sufka and Troy Sufka to
Referee
face
James
each
W.
other.
Wilson. Now it's on the ringside for your NWF All-Star action. Says ring the bell.
So yeah, they're just yeah, they're not afraid. That's the nice thing about brother versus brother.
The Russian is the older of the two.
Comes off.
Yeah, the Russian's Troy. Yep, he was a year older. The Super D's never faced each other. We always kind of remember we asked Troy about it. He's like, yeah, we really should have done that though. That would have been fun.
Rat Tail's very happy with that double sledge.
He's even surprised we never did it either.
Scoops up the Russian. And as I said before, I am here with the national heavyweight champion, the one and the only Kid USA Kelsey. And Kelsey, your observations on this match?
Well, not very much to say. Rat Tail is him and his partner Spike are in contention for the world taking titles and lightweights. And the Russian destroyer, Russian trooper, is in, and him and Tough Tony are
a little bit of miscommunication on whatever that was.
Yeah.
Both men normally tag team.
Looked to me like it was supposed to be a shoulder tackle, but
yeah, something went wrong.
Easier than usual.
Interesting observations from the national champion.
Troy was going for a shoulder tackle, and Todd didn't want to do it.
Right. Dropped him right on his head. This is what I'm saying. Brother versus brother, they don't care.
He's like, you okay? Come on, get up.
Yeah.
And he hasn't stood up yet. Now he's biting him. It looked like he
looked like a headbutt to me.
Now he throws Rat Tail, spins him around and into the corner. Comes off. No, nobody.
Putting them in their front work. Look at it. Think about it. These kids are small. Look at how big this is a 20-foot ring, and look at how small they are. Like that would feel like adults. That would feel like being in a 30-foot ring.
Yeah.
You know, size-wise.
Oh, I remember this ring felt ginormous when I got into it.
Yeah, me too. I remember.
The nice thing was, Ace would have had a hard time in this ring.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to get to the ropes too well.
No.
It was a huge ring, and like it's like when I do like my elbow drop off the top rope in this ring, and I have to get to the middle of the ring to whoever was there. I'm having to fly. I've told Ricky this. Like I had to fly not 10 feet out, about 12 feet out because I'm going at a diagonal.
Yep.
So 12 feet in the air and landing with that elbow drop. I mean, that was, even if I'm landing like with my legs and then down still, that's a long ways to go, especially when you're only at that time $123 and maybe 5 foot.
5 foot tall.
Yeah, 5'4", probably 5'5".
We've got a Rat Tail working on the Russian. That I still say that megaphone.
And the Super D's too. They would go off the top rope and fly and land in the middle of that ring too.
Oh yeah, they just fly.
And you know, at being 4 foot tall and being in a huge ring like this, yeah, they were flying. These guys aren't too. I don't believe these guys go off the top rope too much. The Super D's did all the time though.
Oh yeah, the Super D's loved the top rope.
Yeah, they were comfortable with it. These guys are still fairly new to the whole thing, so they're just not real comfortable doing, you know, major moves. Rat Tail, one of his big moves back then was that double sledge. There it is, right there. Puts his fists together and. Well, Russian Trooper got to the ropes, so maybe Ace would have got to those ropes.
Well, it wouldn't have been as easy for Ace.
So this guy at the megaphone, he was a friend of these guys. He might have been in the apartments too, Dave. I don't know who he is, though. But it was their manager.
I'm not
Roger.
sure.
Roger was his first name. Called himself Roger Hart.
No, he throws it off. Knees to the kidney. Oh, another boot to the kidney.
I don't know who it was.
No, knee to the kidney.
I'm not sure either, to be honest.
He's got him. 2, 3. Oh, 3 count. 3 count.
It gets a little rough afterwards.
Yep, Todd didn't like that. The referee just has to pick him up and get him out of the ring and trying to keep them separated. They go at each other. They don't want to end this thing. Now look at the Super D's are climbing in the ring. I don't know what they were up to.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying the matches that we've had so far. And now, remember, on October the 17th, the
Where are we at
Super
here?
Spectacular, this man will definitely be on the card. He's
Looks like we have one
defending
more
his
match
World
still.
Heavyweight Championship against
Oh,
the
no.
Sheik. He is, and he's got the chair with him still.
Oh,
He
no.
is Crusher Crossen, the world champion.
I hate these.
Oh, yeah.
With me wherever I go now.
Oh, there's that
because,
beautiful blue
you know,
belt, though.
Americans were taken hostage in 79-80 by the same country.
Oh, boy, speaking about that country, man, that's just ironic.
Sheik is a very strange
Yep.
person. He was wrestling lightweights, winning lightweight titles when he was a heavyweight. He was 19 pounds, I believe. And that is not a lightweight. You have to be under 90 pounds to be a lightweight. Well, that's okay.
Under
But let
90
me tell you something,
pounds.
Sheik, you
Interesting.
Look at these eyes. I can't yell. I'd be screaming my lungs out. But you look right here because I'm ready for you. You understand me? I am ready for you.
Yeah,
When I get my hands on
I
you,
guess a little
you
bit
know,
of
it
Nick
seems like a long
Bachman.
way
You
for
always
but it's
said
just a
that,
couple days
Dave.
for me. And when I
Yep.
get my hands on you, it's going to be curtains, and you're going to be
Not
shipped
wrestling
right
wise,
back in
just
a,
Mike
as Pretty Boy
style.
Taylor stated, in a dump bag, whatever. I'll ship you back in a freight load of dump.
That's the original blue
Bullshit
belt,
anyway.
everybody.
So you just better look out.
Very confident.
Which
very
Crusher
angry
has
Crusher
displayed.
Crossen
I have
defending against the Sheik.
displayed.
We'll be
Yeah.
right back.
The World Tag Team Champions.
The Barbarians.
Barbarians.
I think Iron Man from Ozzy Osbourne was playing right now, or Iron Maiden.
Iron Man by Ozzy.
They don't really
Yeah,
look like
Ozzy
the
Osbourne.
Barbarians,
And
the Charging
we had to take it out, of
Barbarians.
course, because it's
They look bad.
copyrighted.
They're just kind of loping in the ring like a bunch of lazy bums, you know?
So this is another matchup that took place at the
You hear the
Armory.
music by Ozzy Osbourne, Iron Man.
Oh, there's a little bit of it. Yeah, pretty big match to be on a TV taping.
Especially when we're trying to build it for a
tag team title.
big event.
Tip-top form.
You know, Chris Barger wasn't.
Rackno
Yeah,
Express.
Brian Peterson filled in for Chris Barger that night at the Armory because, and I think I told the story.
Oh, yeah.
Chris
Because
was-
he was afraid that we were going to get sued or something for using All-Star
All-Star
Wrestling.
Wrestling, right? We used All-Star Wrestling on the posters, and Chris had just read in the paper that Vern went after somebody with the cease and desist for using that somewhere else, somewhere out of state, or I don't know where it was. And Chris said they're going to do the same to us. He didn't want to be affiliated with us because he thought he was going to be president of the United States one day. He did. He actually thought he was going to be president. So yeah, he resigned from the council and everything, and he just took, he just stepped away. And then when that all didn't happen, I remember Chris saying how he felt like such an idiot, and he wished he would have just stuck with it because biggest crowd we ever had
And he comes in.
at the Anoka Armory,
And he wasn't there.
and he wasn't a part of it. One of his biggest regrets that he ever did. One of his stupidest decisions he said he ever made.
So
At
what
the
is
time.
Chris up to nowadays?
Well, at the time, that's what he said. I don't know. He's like, he works for a bunch of he has like as a corporate position. I think he did he was doing like getting companies set up to use social media properly for their companies. That kind of thing. That kind of stuff. He goes all over the world actually setting that kind of stuff up.
US champion,
I know he's been to Germany.
US champion, my butt.
Just from what I remember coming across on the internet on his website for all that stuff.
Okay, I thought maybe you'd spoken to him or something. And
No.
He's gonna be.
No, I wish I would like to, but I just haven't heard from those guys.
We're gonna take advantage of that. We might just have to break your leg, Mr. Mako. Mr. Mako. Put him in a Boston Crab now.
Boston Crab.
Boston Crab.
Tim actually working with him.
Yeah. Couldn't powered out of it. The hard way. It's the hard way getting out of that move.
Well, it's like I said earlier, Tim may not look like much, but he is deceptively strong.
Yeah. Mike was the technician of this team. Like Mike was usually the one calling the match, and Mike was really good. Like just everything, he really put thought into everything he was doing with move wise.
Yep.
Mike's the one in the white. Oh, and Chris missed. He missed.
Did it go? They missed. Oh, they missed on that. He has him down. Oh, right back of the head. Right
back of
with
the
the
head.
rope. Right on the.
Me and
oh,
Kelsey
right
doing the
with Gary.
play-by-play. Yeah.
Spinning him. He's dizzy now. He got some dizzy. He's a barbarian. Figure 4 leg lock. Trouble. No. No. He got the gun. Dude, we almost had new tag team champions. Almost new tag team champions of the world. By the way, October 18th.
Oh, a little edit job there. I don't know how much of the match we just missed here, but
Yeah, because you can't say anything about it. Oh, you can't get tickets now? You can't say mention ticket prices.
oh, I'm telling Kelsey must have mentioned ticket prices, and I had to say nope. That's what we had to edit it out.
Come on, Mike. He got some up. What's this gonna go? That goes against the ropes. Oh,
Clothesline.
Hard foundation influence.
Yeah.
Did he get it? No. Oh, 2 count. Oh, we almost had to ring the bell there. 2 count.
Kelsey must have been 10 feet in the air on that. That was like the things we would hear, you know,
Yep.
watching. They're so influenced by the wrestling of the day. Like you just said at the Hart Foundation.
Oh, pardon me. President Mr. James W.
Nice
Wilson said that he
suplex.
doesn't like the repping and he's taking control. And what a power beam suplex.
Not the best place to land though. But we didn't know. We didn't care back in these days.
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh. He's almost got the tag. No, I got him in the leg. Got him. What's up? Does that camera say RAC? Okay.
Yeah, that was Super D. One of the Super D's on camera here, guys. I had to clarify. Did that camera say REC? Because I got to make sure because they don't know if they're recording or not. That happened with them guys.
Yeah.
So if I knew they're up there on camera, I'm verifying it.
Referee James W. Wilson, pardon me. Rack and roll. Rack and roll. Oh, another.
Doing a good job on camera though. They got used to it by this time. They did it enough.
The Barbarians turning bad. Looks like the ground when it comes compared to the original Rock and Roll Express, which will be coming up, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, but that's not us.
And shoulder block, elbow smash, another elbow smash.
Well, yeah, I just got done complimenting their camera work, and now they're not on the action. There we go.
Chicken wing.
Chicken wing. That's what we used to call it.
Yep.
Ooh, and that hurt. You can tell by the expression on Chris Barker's face. Picks him up. Here they go. They're going to do it again. This time on Chris Barker. Do it again. This time on Chris. Oh!
That's a nice move.
Out. 2, 3. 3. Oh, no!
And the Barbarians win. But it worked out because Chris Barker didn't actually go in that match. It was Brian Peterson, the little twist.
Yep.
So when we see that match at the Arm Race, a little bit different.
It's President James W. Wilson. You don't
So actually, that was the reason we did that is because the week before the Express beat the Barbarians in the tag team tournament. So now they're 1-1. So the idea was the match at the Armory would be the final. Who's going to win?
They haven't said too much to the fans.
So yeah, these guys are actually cousins, Dave.
Do you have anything to say this week?
Todd Sufka, that's their cousin there.
No, I don't have anything to say. I only got one thing to say though.
I believe they lived in the complex too. This guy did.
We're taking the belts from them.
Because I remember seeing them over there.
These are the lightweight champions. You've got to take their skills into effect. You've got to be worried about them.
Well, I'm not worried. I know we'll beat them because they look.
Todd was actually a good talker for a little kid.
No, we'll take those belts.
The Blade Runners. Still any willingness on your part to tell us where you're from or who you are?
No, you don't need that information.
Very secretive, mysterious Blade Runners. They're going to be going after the Super Ds for the lightweight championship.
You should have planned these interviews out a little bit better, though.
Hey, but you got to admit they did. You know,
it wasn't horrible, but
this week's main event.
there's worse. Terry Block when it comes to interviews.
Oh yeah.
One more interview left with the Super Ds.
Now we got the Super Ds coming up for an interview.
Please tune in next week.
Remember, we're building up these guys, Blade Runners and the Super Ds.
They're going to be wrestling the men we just heard, the Blade Runners, for the lightweight championship.
I was back in the dressing room listening to what they said. They said that they were going to kill us and go home with the titles. What a bunch of wimps.
Nobody even knows where they come from. So if they go home with the titles, they might be lost forever.
That was the old saying. If the titles go to Baghdad, Iraq, they'll be lost forever.
by us.
The lightweight champions of the world, very confident they're going to be defending against the Blade Runners on October the 17th. And we've got a lot more matches signed. Don't you dare miss it. We'll see you later on the next show. Thank you for joining us. So long, everybody. We're done.
We're done. We're done, Chris says.
And that show is done.
That was our final show in the backyard.
Yep.
Of Yoho Municipal.
Yep. Well, we couldn't get the timing right for your mom to be gone and us to do the show.
I heard a car alarm going off. I want to make sure it wasn't mine. It must be somebody else's down the road.
Yeah.
No, what happened here then, what we did for the rest of the armory buildup is we didn't have a place to tape. So what we did is for the next 2 months, because remember this was recorded in August, we tried doing a taping in September out at Rick Pitts' family's farm in Coon Rapids. Believe it or not, there was a little farmhouse off of East River Road there in Coon Rapids.
Yeah.
And it was enough. We set the ring up outside. It was a great place. We just didn't get enough people to show up because they didn't know how to find the place. It's way down, almost in Fridley. So we never did get our taping done that we wanted to do there. We practiced though that day. So anyways, point is we didn't have a place to tape here for quite a while. So what we did is I took a bunch of old matches. I used a lot of the armory shows from the July that we never showed yet for matches. I just did a lot of that stuff, and we just did all interview segments from here on out. Group W Cable Studio, building up the armory for October.
Yep.
And dumb me, because there wasn't any new wrestling, and it was just interviews, and like, we don't need to save this stuff, so I recorded over all that stuff. Let's see, there would have been, this was show 80, so we got 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. 10 episodes are gone that have all unique interviews for the buildup of the armory car, which would have been cool to see. Can't believe if I could only go back in time and do things differently.
Smarten yourself up.
Yeah, because that would have been cool to see those interviews. That you would have been in there, Dave, because you were back.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there just would have been lots of cool things to see in the interviews and stuff. So yeah, well. So yeah, that was a good show. Let's take a look and see, Dave. Is there anything, because we don't have anybody commenting, so there's nothing to really talk about. I wonder if Wayne heard our comments. If Wayne's out there, I wonder if he heard our comments on Alexa. Dave, people might not have tuned in earlier. What was I saying about that?
Oh, in case you missed it earlier, our viewer Wayne McCarty likes to refer to the National Wrestling Federation as a backyard federation because we filmed not one.
Well, he doesn't, because we had those, like today's show was in the backyard. And I thought we were always considered backyard, but at the beginning stuff and everything, yeah.
He considers us a backyard fed. Well, Crusher went and asked Alexa, everybody in the world has some form of Alexa.
Yeah.
If the National Wrestling Federation, Kids Professional Wrestling, was considered to be a backyard federation.
And Alexa
said no.
No, specifically said no, it is not. And it explains why. And I think I asked, is NWF Kids Pro Wrestling considered a backyard wrestling federation? And that's how she answers. So yeah, ask Alexa for you, entertain yourselves. But I thought it was interesting. And
too bad you didn't have Alexa in the room with you right now.
No, I do it down the hall, but I don't know if I'd pick up. But I did a Google AI, kind of asked Google AI as well, and it too didn't say we were a backyard fed. It didn't say no, but it said it's not widely not considered a backyard federation, something like that. The answer is similar to Alexa.
Right.
So I thought that was interesting, but I just like to poke fun at Wayne there on that one.
Oh yeah.
I will say this though, Alexa's not always right, but Alexa's a lot more right than Wikipedia. Wikipedia is like
garbage.
Please don't go there for anything like seriousness. It is so full of garbage. Like, I do not support Wikipedia. You know, back in the day, kids would use it for an encyclopedia references and stuff. It's not an encyclopedia.
No.
There's so much misinformation
Misinformation.
and wrong information in there. It's not even funny. But yeah. So Dave, you kind of had an interesting run, and then you talked a little bit about it. You went to an independent wrestling show this week.
Yes. There's a local federation. Hopefully he doesn't mind me bringing him up.
Well, I would like to bring him up only because he's going to be doing some shows in Anoka, right?
Yeah. Former Pro Wrestling America wrestler Tony DiNucci now runs his own wrestling school here in the Twin City metro area. And he's got his own wrestling federation, the AWF. You know, didn't want to stomp on Vern's AWA. Tony's done work for multiple different leagues and now runs his own fed. And, you know, he was doing a show about 2 blocks from my house. Well, 3 if you include, you know, maybe a total of 3 blocks, walking distance from my house.
Yeah.
And went to the show, you know, talked to a couple of his cohorts there about trying to speak with him. You know, I didn't want to overstep my bounds and just barge into the dressing room.
Yeah.
And finally I got to the right person, and that person's like, hey, there's Tony right over there. And he was talking to somebody, and I pointed at Tony, pointed to myself, you know, I want to talk to him. He had Tony turn around, and Tony comes walking over. I'm like, you know, been a long time since we've seen each other, been a long time since we've talked, and brought up who I was, and brought up that, you know, I used to go to George's in Fridley, and right then and there, he's like, oh, yeah. You know, his eyes lit up, memories came rushing back, and I bet you we talked a good 20, 30 minutes, and, you know, when the show was over, you know, we were at, both myself and my fiance were in the locker room talking to him, and actually one of his trainees spent the night here that night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He had done a little bit of drinking. Tony didn't want him to drive home, and I'm like, I just live 2-3 blocks away. I'll drive him back to my place, and it's walking distance from where we are right now. He can walk back to his truck in the morning, and he'll be safe. So, you know, but Tony's running shows in the Anoka County area, Elk River area.
Yeah.
And we're in some talks.
Yeah. And
I'm going to leave it very vague, you know. Nothing specific's been brought up, and
no. But I know that, you know, Tony was involved with Eddie Sharkey. I always thought it was more of the 90s, but Dave claims it was late 80s too. But that's kind of when I was getting out of it, towards the you know, early 90s. But we did cross paths because Dave said he remembered me and Troy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I brought up your ring names because obviously he'd remember that better, and
right. And
you
so
know.
You know that I was telling Troy, I said, you know, maybe, you know, come in the future here, we're going to be doing me and Eddie did a dual event from the PWA. That watch along is coming up here.
Right.
That's the one that's going to feature Medusa.
Oh yeah.
It's going to feature Ricky Rice. It's going to have, you know, a lot of the Northeast Wrecking. I don't know the Northeast Wrecking on this one, but Ricky Rice, Terminator Riggs, Luscious Larry, Pretty Boy Taylor, myself, Mr. X. And that would be, and I was at the Champion Legion. It was co-promoted with me and Eddie Shark, and I thought that would be a good one if he ever wanted to come on with us and watch.
Right.
You know, a watch along, to have somebody that remembers the PWA at least, because, you know, it's hard to find anybody from those days, you know?
Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of people from that era are no longer with us. I mean,
right. The main event on that show, Diamond Timothy Flowers against Stony Burke, 2 of the indie guys of the early indie days.
Yeah.
I mean, Stony Burke did job matches for WWF. Timothy Flowers been all over the country, really. So
right.
kind of, for at the time, indie guys, big indie names for the time. You know, would come to indie feds like Eddie's and
You know, like
very
former,
early days.
like when you were in the NW or in the PWA, former PWA champion Charlie Norris passed away a couple of years ago.
Right. And Derek Dukes was there. He didn't wrestle though, but he was there at the Champion Legion that day when we did our dual event. He didn't wrestle for whatever reason. I don't know if he was hurt or what, but he was there. So, but Ricky Rice wrestled though. He's going to be on that show when we do that one coming up. So,
and you'll see Dixie Dave there in the crowd.
Yeah, you were at the Champion Legion. You were there, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was before I had
well, a lot of the NWF guys that weren't on the show were there. I know that Nick Dumas was there.
For all I know, Nick and I rode together.
I don't know if Macho was there, but I know Nick was there, and Conan was there. Thandar was there. You know, they both cut interviews for the next show that we did there. You know, we did 2 tapings there. They did for the second taping. They did interviews when everything was getting tore down. We did some interviews. Jason was getting interviews with everybody. I wish we would have interviewed Eddie Sharkey. That would have been cool.
Oh yeah.
But we didn't get Eddie on that one for an interview.
I mean, Eddie's got to be in his 90s by now.
Oh, today, yeah. But I'm talking about back then.
Oh yeah.
Dual event.
You know, we're talking 40 years ago.
Right.
You know, 40 years ago this year.
Yeah, it'll be 40 years ago, and Eddie seemed old then. So yeah, we got to be way up there. No offense, Eddie Sharkey. He did seem old.
Much love to Eddie Sharkey.
I
mean, much love to the man. I mean,
I didn't mean to make it sound like I was ripping on him by any means.
Without Ed Sharkey, there would be no Road Warriors. There would, you know,
right?
No Rick Rude.
Eddie had a different training style though. Like I think of how they're trained now when I was in Salt Lake City training, and plus what I know how Nathan Hoy trains as well. And the way they train today, they're all into the roll, like they really get into the rolls and properly holding a wrist lock. Like there's a technique now when you hold a wrist lock, you know, you got to actually make it look like you're really cranking the wrist. Well, back in the way Eddie would, you just grab the wrist. There was no technique of all that. You just held the wrist. It wasn't like all this grabbing it and gripping it type thing like they do nowadays. So, and the rolls, he never didn't train us on rolls at all. So it's like we were mainly just doing bumps. You know, in the 80s, bumping is what it was, all bumps. And so you'd get a snap mare, you'd bump it. You wouldn't roll it, you'd bump it. And so when I was training out in Salt Lake City, I don't know if I ever told this, but that was like one of the hardest things for me to get, because my brain is wired from the 80s. So when I started training in Salt Lake City, I'm taking snap mares, everybody's rolling them and I'm bumping them. Now they didn't say nothing because they're like, you can still do it that way, but they're like, you know, it's going to be a lot easier in your body if you just roll it. So I had to learn to roll it. So,
okay, Crusher. I just Googled Eddie Sharkey.
Yeah.
As of February 4th, Eddie Sharkey is 90 years old.
Yeah, 90 now. He's up there. Yeah.
You know.
Still kicking though for all this time.
Oh yeah.
Well, Dave, we've been going pretty long. Now, what I want to do is I want to talk about what is coming up next on our next show.
And this will be the show just before SummerSlam weekend, so we understand we may not get the strongest viewership.
Yeah.
Probably the SummerSlam.
But it'll be on a Thursday, you know.
Yep.
But the show we're going to watch is this one, Studio Taping 105, the build up to the dry dock, a lot of Anoka Armory matches on here. On this show, wrestling wise, this is the Rock and Roll Express and the Unknown Studs. We're going to see that match on this show, and a lot of interviews building up for the first dry dock tapings that we were going back to the dry dock with. So it's a fun show,
right? And
that'll be July 30th.
Okay.
So 2 weeks from today. So there you go. And remember, Dave said he's going to be at the WrestleCon. Is that what it was?
Yeah, it's called WrestleCon. It's a wrestling convention. They're going to have tons of names from professional wrestling. Give me just a second.
So for those of you in Minnesota that are going to that, look for Dixie Dave. He will be walking around. You'll find him most likely with an NWF shirt on, so it won't be hard to miss. And Dave's a big guy. You're not going to miss him anyway.
Yeah, 6'2". you know, let's see, featured guests. The group formerly known as the Wyatt Six.
Yeah.
Sting, Kurt Angle. On here he's called the Berserker, but you and I know him under a different name. Nord the Barbarian.
Oh, Nord the Barbarian, yeah.
Booker T, Scarlett Bordeaux, Andre Chase, referee Mike Chioda, Tommaso Ciampa, Christopher Daniels, Diamond Dallas Page, Demolition, Ted DiBiase Jr., Spike Dudley, Nature Boy Ric Flair, Mick Foley, Rob Van Dam's Squeeze, Katie Forbes. Here's one for you. Greg Gagne.
Yeah.
The Queen of Extreme, Francine. The Godfather. Chavo Guerrero Jr., The Hardy Boys, Julia Hart. The Headbangers, Mark Henry, Honky Tonk Man. The Inspiration, JBL, Killer Cross, The Killer Bees, Jerry the King Lawler, Jushin Thunder Liger, former WWE Hall of Famer Lita, Rick Martel, The Miz's wife Maurice, Kevin Nash, JoJo Offerman, Sonny Ono, Will Ospreay, The New Age Outlaws, Papa Shango, The Righteous, Cheryl Roberts, Jake Roberts, Jim Ross, Mike Rotundo, The Sandman, Booker T's wife, Queen Sharmell, Shotzi Blackheart from the WWE, Ron Simmons, Davey Boy Smith Jr., Dan Spivey, Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner, Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, that's like a lot. You've already mentioned a lot.
And Barry Windham. And I skipped over names that I didn't really recognize.
You know, I'm surprised isn't there is Medusa because, she's.
I don't believe she's still in Minnesota.
Oh, she isn't? Maybe that's why. And I'm sure Ken Patera would have been there if he didn't have his accident.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, that'll be cool. And Dixie Dave will be walking around.
Unannounced, Dixie Dave will be walking around. I may bring my national tag title. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you should.
I know my fiance's talked about bringing her belt that I got her for her birthday a couple of years ago.
Or, you go on there 3 days, you could make a different belt each day. You could also bring the NWF belt there since it's so recognized.
Here's the thing though, Crusher. I don't want to misrepresent.
Yeah, I know. I know you'd be worried about that, but I mean, I think people would like to see the belt. It's such an iconic looking belt. So
yeah.
But anyways, that is coming up on the end of July in Minnesota. But
yes, Minneapolis Hilton Hotel, downtown Minneapolis. Tickets now are $31. Tickets are no longer free.
Well, they were free, and now they're
they were free. Now High Spots is charging for them. And, all these wrestlers are going to be at booths. You walk up, you pay a fee, you can get an autograph, you can get a photograph.
Yeah, it's kind of how they do it.
If you go to the WrestleCon website, it'll tell you what most of the wrestlers are charging.
Yeah. I know back in the day they would charge $10 for a picture. I'm sure it's more now.
Well, yeah, the prices have gone up a little bit since then, Crusher. I mean, Scott Steiner is $60 for an autograph, or $60 for a picture, or spend $80 and you get both.
Yeah, that's up there now.
Dan Spivey, no information on him. Ron Simmons, 60, 60, 80. The one for you that you'd be interested in. I know you'd want me to go to this booth just to ask him where the hell your figures are. Greg Gagne.
Yeah, Craig, that's what I'd want to know from him. I don't know if I'd pay any money to get a picture with him, though.
I believe, let's see, Rick Martel is 60, 60, 100.
Rick Martel is $10. I mean, all these guys charge $10, 10, maybe 20 back in 2004.
Lita is 60, 60, 100.
Well, they're all pretty much $60. You don't have to keep reading them, Dave.
Yeah.
Because
Well, I'm just trying to.
I don't think if anybody's going to charge more than the other, they're not going to, nobody would go to them. Flair might charge a little more. Lawler might charge a little more, but.
Greg Gagne, you can get an autograph and a picture for $60.
Yeah.
Flair, his prices aren't listed yet. Demolition's prices are not listed.
But anyways, Dave, we got to wrap it up. You're going on so long here, be on for another hour after the time you get through all those names.
But as you said, Crusher, let's wrap this up. Let's get on with our night.
So yeah. I forgot to say. So me and Ricky Henry, the Globetrotter, we're going to be on again. We don't know for sure, but it's going to be either the 3rd or 4th weekend in August. We will be back. And it's going to be Gator McGraw coming on with us, hopefully. And it sounds like it will work out. And so we're going to watch the Gator McGraw retirement match along with the Crusher and Ricky retirement match. And that'll be just our watch along with me, with Gator with us. So that'll be, we had him on, Dave, on Rewind. So that was fun.
Oh, yeah.
So, and by the way, I wanted to say, so there's going to be some changes coming up. I told Dave this off air, and I don't know when I'm going to start rolling this out, but we're going to eventually transition to this. We're going to go to OBS Studios for our live streaming. And that's a big deal because we're going to get away from StreamYard. And the reason is OBS Studios lets us stream in 4K to YouTube.
Yep.
And when we go to 4K restorations very soon here, we will then be able to do proper watch longs on a 4K stream. So that's one of the reasons. And the other thing is with OBS Studios, it doesn't cost anything. StreamYard is like almost $500 a year. So and if we can do a better product on a free platform, by all means. So
to wrap
StreamYard's convenient. That's the only thing.
Yeah. To wrap this up, he's Crusher Crossen. I'm Dixie Dave, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. All right. See you then.